It's another Coach Keaton and Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network here at Grand Traverse Pie Company. And it's a bit chilly. April 21st, 2024. Stone's throw away from the Michigan State University campus, where the Spartan football showcase was. I know they call it a spring game.
We got enough people to have a game yet.
They're lacking numbers, but we're going to get the input of what he saw. I'm talking about Coach Kerry Keaton, the former Spartan lineman, about that game. I was down in Ann Arbor at Michigan Stadium. Fortunately, cozy in the press box because it looked cold outside. Now, let me tell you something real quick about spring football. When it comes to non-psychotic level of fan base, like Michigan State, it's not like Ohio State where these people don't have a freaking life.
Showing up.
They'll show up if, it's wet snow, whatever.
Right.
Spring football games, in my opinion, the attendance, the weather can dictate as much as 20 to 30,000 people.
100% correct.
You agree with me? If you had last Saturday in Ann Arbor, would have been like 7, there would have been 50, 60,000.
At least.
That is an impulse decision.
At least.
Do I take the kids to the spring game or do I not? And it was cold as hell.
You are 100%
God bless all you
correct
Wolverine
on
fans
that.
out there.
Not care.
Because, some people look at spring football like paint dry. I always said, so if Donovan Edwards rattles off a 25-yard run, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does that mean the O-line is good and he's good, or does the defense sucks? I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
Either or. Maybe both.
Maybe both. A little bit of both. Okay, we'll talk about Michigan shortly, but tell me what you saw in the showcase. Well, where's Michigan State football right now in your eyes?
If we definitely have to. Well, we'll get some help. Offensive line, we have to get better. Once again.
So you're able to detect what you saw, that the offensive line. What did you see? The pass pro is bad.
Just a
carbon holes is bad.
Just a lot of that. They just got to get better.
Okay.
You just got to get better. Hand placement, feet movement.
Really. You're dissecting that.
Staying on people. The pass pro definitely because like I said before, I said like I said, we get the kid from Holy Cross coming. He'll be here this summer. 2-time All-American for Holy Cross.
So FCS, but he's good. He's a tackle, a guard, or what?
A tackle, I believe.
Okay. Tackles are hard to come by.
Like trying to find a big man for the Big
Ten. You know what? It's different than guards and center, I think. It's just tackles are hard.
It's just because if you think about it in just flat out, the people they go against are way better athletes than them. That's true.
Those edge rushers in college football right now at the Power 5 level,
they're different people.
They're the best athletes on the team.
So you gotta have somebody that's as close to them but it's just bigger.
Yeah.
That's playing them.
Yeah.
And then you had to add all the techniques and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where because running back wise, Nate Carter's good. Nate Carter's fine. I mean, you saw that with the touchdown run. I mean, the kid's electric.
I saw that clip.
The kid's electric. He just got to have space to move. And it doesn't need a lot. Just like Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker didn't need a lot. Just need and that's what we teach. That's what I've taught my kids for years. Look, I don't need you to knock him 40 yards down the field because then he may make the tackle. I need you to occupy him enough so that our guys can get through. I can't have you olaying people.
Yeah.
Can't have that. And that, some of that happened. Nick Marsh did his thing. Jack Belling did it. Aiden Childs could be, quite honestly.
So Aiden Childs is the quarterback that Michigan State hasn't had optically. Right. When I look at him, that's an athletic dude that can make plays.
But he's still a young kid learning how to play quarterback. The other kid, Schuster can run the offense right now.
Transfer?
That's the kid from North Dakota. The 5th-year kid, 6th year. He's a quarterback.
A big time FCS program.
He can facilitate the offense because he's understood how.
What's the better route to go in the portal? Do you want the younger guy on the transfer portal? You want the old kid? You got to
Childs is the guy.
Okay,
but if something,
but you have to have depth at quarterback.
Something, unfortunately would happen to him.
Right.
Schuster, I think Schuster would just like I was talking. My buddy texted me like, "Hey, what do you think about watching the Michigan game?" Well, I said, "You're lucky that JJ never got hurt, because he couldn't have did that. He couldn't have won those games last year, in my opinion. Orgy, I don't think he could have won. I think the other kid might have even played better yesterday.
Davis Warren.
Yeah, the kid had cancer.
Long time back. I mentioned this, and I had a clip with Kirk Campbell asking about the 2 quarterback system, and it's not out of the question.
Yeah, that's really hard to do.
That's hard to navigate, and I think Michigan's done a lot situationally, including with Alex Orgy last year.
Right.
It's almost like
a
a steroid shot into the running game.
He's a big kid.
This dude, when you look at when he walked in this dude is looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, no,
he's got he goes down like this.
Yeah, looked like he was limping at the end there when he had the little.
I think he had some of a hammy thing going on.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
because it's especially like at that late, okay, why is he in? Put them other guys in there, let them play.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
But yeah, those guys. He's been there 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, so he understands.
But
how it works.
Regardless, out of that, this is what Davis said to us. Whoever comes out of that room, we're all going out that room together. I mean, there's a unified.
That's what you have to be. That's how you win.
When you coach a room up at that level, and you got these are top level athletes. I don't care.
Period.
Yeah, even the freshmen coming in. I mean,
Davis.
Jaden Davis.
Yeah.
That's going to be a while, but. And Denegal, he didn't look.
No,
he didn't look good. But what am I doing? I'm grasping at straws here. I mean, these are small sample size. I'm not impressed. It's hard.
No question.
So that'll flesh out.
Right, because obviously his first pass was dog. But you think he's gonna throw, but then he came back and you can't.
Orgy started out really.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he started out
throws the ball in the dirt,
man.
but then he throws some nice ones. So
just
like Aiden Childs, he threw some bad ones, but then there was some that were just. That's
Michigan's
going to be special.
Defense is going to dictate this team.
I thought the transfer kid looked good. 10.
Yeah.
Thought he looked good. Stud on the front, baby. 55.
Mason Graham didn't play.
You don't need to, because he's stud like that. 55s, we good.
Those double nickel dudes.
He good. I like
Shout
that.
out to my buddy Bill Covey. Double nickel dudes are I don't know what I go back to Wayne Walker, 55, the linebacker / kicker for the Lions in the 60s. He's looking at me like, what?
Jeez. Talk about throwback.
That's
what even born
throwback. Okay, so FAU is the opener for Michigan State.
I think we have a very good schedule, I think.
Because you got an FCS school, a couple.
Yeah, and then Prairie View, which because what you call a build. So that's not
like paying
ideal.
the FCS school to get
For first year trying to figure it out, whatever. I mean,
if
you were to look at it, and say, okay, wins and losses, like Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon, you say, okay, those are going to be 3 losses. Just looking at it because where they're at and where we're at, where we're trying to get to.
Okay.
The rest,
I'll take that.
The rest, hey, can we win? Sure, we can win. Because there was nothing like.
You're saying that Michigan State could go 9-3.
I ain't saying that. I'm saying they have opportunity to go 12-0. Hey, like Coach Frocco said, everybody undefeated right now.
So 6 wins, bowl eligibility. Is that a win for Michigan State in 2024?
6+.
I mean
6+. We're gonna be between 6 and 9 somewhere.
Okay. At least
win a game or 2 we shouldn't win.
Right.
Something like that.
If you win 6, you're feeling like this is treading in the right direction.
Well, yes, because we should have won 6. We should have won 6 or 7 last year. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple of those games with some coaching errors and player errors, and cost us Rutgers game. There was another one I can't remember, but we should have won them regardless. We have to show progress, win 6, get to a bowl game, and keep going, because then you know, then you get some momentum. You know, everybody loves a winner. Nobody wants to come to losing, you know, that type of thing. So if you see the progress, I believe watching I think losing Barrow with her, well, he's in the portal. Who knows if he's going to come back? But at this point, that's the second time, man. You don't want to be here, don't be here. I ain't got time for that no more. You know, you don't want to be here, don't be here. We're moving on. If you don't want to be a part of the program,
I don't want to be here.
You know, you don't want to be a part of the program, go about your
number
business.
8?
Yeah.
He's good.
Good.
Good
Absolutely. Good player. Good player. And with him and Harmon in the middle, like outstanding together. But Derek Harmon's the guy. Number 4, changed his number from 41 to 4. Derek Harmon's a stud.
So, what is the strength of Jonathan Smith as head coach? What do you think is going to be the MO on him? I mean, what when you think of, when you think of George Perlis, you think of tough defense. So, I mean, what's going to be the Jonathan Smith brand?
Well, just going by what we've seen from Oregon State or whatever, you know, we're going to be tough. We want to run the football.
We're ready for Alice.
We're going to play defense. But I think the biggest thing about him is he just wants to coach football and worry about coaching football and winning games and taking care of the kids, you know, which is basically what D'Antonio did, what George did, just get the players, coach them up, and that's all we're worried about. He's not worried about any of the ancillary stuff. He wants to coach Michigan State football and make us the best that we can be. That's what I think. And I think that's what works. And he's recruiting Michigan, he's recruiting Ohio, he's recruiting the areas that...
But he has no recruiting background, but he has assistants.
But he's got people.
Yeah,
and that's what you do.
That's all you got.
You surround yourself with people that understand.
Expert, you have to have those relationships.
You know,
with
like I said, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you need to get the hell out of that room.
Yeah.
Well, surround yourself with the best people. That's why you keep a Hawkins. He got Michigan and Detroit, and you know he's doing what needs to be done in order to facilitate the shaking the hands of the people that have traditionally helped Michigan State win football. Michigan, Ohio, Chicago. You know, he's doing that. Now, will we get, you know, I think that we lost a little bit of that with Coach Tucker, you know, trying to get all these, you know, well, yeah, that's great, but are we getting them? Well, you're not getting them, then you wasted all your monies and time recruiting those people and you're not getting them. Michigan can do that. Michigan is a national brand. I don't know if Michigan State will ever be a national, and that's okay. Just like you tell a kid, you're a great high school football player, and there's nothing wrong with that. You may not ever go to college, but that's okay.
So the closest they got to national brand, I thought, was in 13 and 14. You won the Rose Bowl in 13.
Oh, yeah.
You won the Cotton Bowl in 14 in dramatic fashion. And then 15, you got to the playoff. Okay, so yeah, 13, 14, 15. How close were they, do you think Michigan State was?
That 13 team was a problem.
The 13 team, I thought...
We got screwed.
Well, the 13 team, to me, was... Looking back, and I followed Michigan State as much as any Michigan State people do, because keep your friends closer, keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Absolutely.
That 13 team, that defense...
They're a problem.
Wow. That Spartan dogs and no-fly zone.
All of that.
All those brands and nicknames were justified, I thought. So that's the best team. I think that's up there with the 65 team. Because offensively, with Connor Cook, they had a
It was special.
Yeah.
It was special.
But now to get back to that level, how long is that going to take?
I mean, who knows? I mean, hopefully it takes, you know, a year or two. You know, that's what we like to think. You know, we have some young kids that are still there that just haven't been able to play yet. And as the young kids like Jalen Thompson's and Nick Marsh's, who's just a true freshman, and you know,
he's a good player.
You know, that's going to be the catalyst to get us to where, you know, we can get back, you know, to compete with those, you know, because if you look at, you know, how we played last year against those teams that we kind of middle in line. I mean, obviously the Michigan games a blowout and other stuff, but the other games, we were in them. But you factor in all the other crap that's going on, and whether or not you got guys out there playing, but do you have full buy-in? because your coach has left. You don't know what you're doing. Am I getting in the portal? Am I out of the portal? You got guys that, the whole season was just in flux from the time Coach Tucker got let go.
Yeah, and I want to go back to one other element about that in terms of where you need to get. You got to have talent. And people can say all they want about this Michigan team and what they accomplished. They did it with Harbaugh and all the ingredients, dynasty, all that stuff. They had freaking talent. They had 18 kids go to the combine. They're going to have at least minimum 12 kids drafted, minimum, including J.J. McCarthy going in the first round. Okay, so Michigan State's got to ramp their talent up, whether that's getting 4 or 5 stars or being able to develop 3 stars. What Michigan is able to do, develop 3 stars into NFL players.
Well, see, that's the thing. Michigan always going to get the 4 and 5s or whatever.
They only had 2 5s on the team last year out of 85 scholarships. It's not like they get a lot of 5. They get a decent amount of 4s, and they get an upper level 3s, which develop into 4s.
Right. And so if you go back and look at the history of Michigan State and how, we were able to be good under George's era, under the D'Antonio era when it got good. That's all we had was 2 and 3 star dudes. We had sprinkling a few here and there, the T.J. Duckets of the world, the Charles Rogers of the world. You sprinkle them in, but we traditionally had guys that didn't nobody know of or who cared about whatever, and we got coached up and we had attitudes and we went out there and kicked people's butts. That's what we did. That's what we're gonna beat you up.
So do you think Jonathan Smith when they say Jonathan Smith teams are going to be just hard-nosed, tough dudes, take no prisoner kind of guys?
Well, I don't think that's the way I don't know if football's played that way anymore. But obviously you have to be able to run the football and that kind of stuff. But you gotta have, like you said, you gotta have players.
Yeah.
And the way football has evolved into, we're running the football, but we're running it out of 3 wide-out sets.
Or an RPO or deception. Deception is more part of the game than hard nose.
A little bit.
Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Trick 'em and dick 'em. When I have to, you don't have to just run it right at somebody's forehead all day long.
Yeah.
But when it's 4th and 1, that's what we need to be. We need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You watch the Michigan games, you watch the Alabama games, you watch the Georgia games, you watch, when it's 4th and 1, go to Philadelphia. We're going to get the 1 yard. It's not even a question. You know what I'm saying? You got to have, and that's attitude. No, I'm going to move you and get the first down.
Sure. Yeah.
That comes with being in the weight room, being, getting stronger, having better, bigger athletes. That's what that comes with.
Well, and then having great leadership in the locker room beyond the captains.
Oh yeah. Well, and I ran into a friend of mine that said something about that, talking about captain, and because talking about Harbaugh, how he always those guys, and hey, if the kid is a freshman and he walks in the room like we talked about and he commands the room, that's a leader. I don't care if he's a senior or not. If the guy is fine, because some kids, we see it in high school all the time, and sometimes it's bad. Kids follow that kid.
Right.
But he's a bad kid.
He's influential.
Very influential.
Okay.
So if the people will follow him and he's doing what I need him to do, that's a captain.
Well, yeah.
I don't care what grade.
That's a player-led team.
Yeah, I don't care what grade you're in. If the kids are going to follow him and he's leading by a good example, then that's who I need in charge. I need him in charge of those guys when I'm not around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So lastly, Kerry, when you looked at the Michigan spring game, I don't know how much you saw of it. What are the things you saw in terms of how good you think they will be next year?
Well, like you said, we talked, briefly earlier. The defense is what makes everything else easier. It allows you to do different stuff on offense.
If you have a good defense and good special teams, you're going to be in every game.
It allows you on offense to be able to run the ball a little bit more, take air out the clock,
right?
That kind of thing, right? So watching their offense you know, they lost a lot of offensive linemen, so they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle up front with that, you know, bringing up because the one I saw the left one looked very stiff, not what I've been used to seeing.
Sure.
But I think he was on the yellow team, so or Mays, whatever the hell. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, he's probably not a starter anyway. So obviously, Grand Newsom gonna put the best 5 guys he's got out there. So watching those guys, you know, watching them, watching how they move, you know, there was some good things. There's some stuff I'm like, okay, he can't play, you know, he won't be able to play, you know, because you look at him and you're like, no, that's not what Michigan is.
I mean, they got Texas coming to Ann Arbor week 2.
Week 2. So
with a lot of talent.
That's going to let you know exactly
and
where
a lot of experience.
So, but defensive wise, flying around now, I saw a lot more than I thought I would. People was coming off that second level. And third, it was bringing people in there.
They're popping people. You know, Ohio State in their spring game, they didn't even bring people. They didn't even tackle last week.
No, not until it got to
they were hitting people.
The twos. So, and that's the one thing I saw that was the difference. And I watched that specifically when I watched the Michigan game. A couple instances where guys tackled low, but in the Michigan State game, we still going down people's legs and stuff. And that really, like, I mean, it's like real football now. You know, you're going down on people like, I don't want to like to see that on my own people.
Sure.
You know, hit people. But in Michigan, there was a couple sideline shots where like, hey, they going after folks. Yeah. And it was the defense that was defense led, which was, you know.
It's a defense led team. I mean,
and that, you know, they got to replace some linebackers. Now they got the one kid from Maryland, I think. Mm-hmm. You know, so he didn't look bad.
Yeah.
But you know, you're replacing a lot of parts. But the number 10 looked legit. He's going to be a problem taking over for Sanders still. So he looked Berry maybe. Something like that?
Oh, Zeke Berry.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get the numbers. Yeah. Zeke Berry looked really
looked very good.
In fact, I was talking to Jake Buck in the halftime lunch line about that. He's a player.
He was doing, you know, and that's just, you know, small package.
Yeah.
We get the whole package, you know, once, you know. The defense will lead. Defense will dictate how well Michigan, I feel,
right? Because
they're going to have to pick up some of the slack for what the offense is missing. Because I ain't seen any wide receivers that stood out like what they had. You know, I think the young kid from West Bloomfield probably gets some more touches. That did a lot of the reverses and stuff last year because he's explosive. He has a lot of potential. So
anyway,
it was good though. Nobody got hurt.
We'll break that down as weeks go on. We got a lot of great podcasts coming up. He's Kerry Keaton. I'm Tom Crawford. Coach Kerry Keaton. Just a plethora of football knowledge as a player and a high school coach. I want you to go out to our YouTube channel, Tom's Take Community. Do us a favor and like and follow us if you could. Also, if you're on Facebook, go out to Tom's Take Community and follow me there. And all of our content, we're pushing that, and we want you involved. Come out here sometime on a Sunday morning. Grand Traverse Pike. We're going to have some guests coming up. We're going 52 weeks, baby. Well, maybe on a couple vacations. Maybe not. We're at least going to go in the 45 to 50 range.
We got to bring the content.
Yeah, and then when football media days for the Big Ten is going to be July 23rd, 24th, 25th down in Indy. And that's
going to attend.
Yeah, we got 18 teams. Yeah, I got a lot of content.
Are you going to attend?
What's that?
Are you going to attend?
Always.
Yeah.
Big Ten Media Days, I will never miss.
Okay.
Because, and I talk to like the back, you know, every team brings like 3 guys and the coach, and I'll talk to some, you know, unknown, you know, 3 technique from Rutgers.
Right.
You know, because to get his perspective on that program, when everybody else is, you know, covering more of the other guy.
Right.
You know,
superstars.
That's just what I love that. I learned so much. So, but from that point on, we're not going to miss a beat. When you get into late July, baby, it's football season. Football season. Freshman report in early August.
Did you get a chance to put a ring on yesterday?
The Michigan football team got the rings yesterday morning. Chris Jenkins, I guess, was interviewed. I was up in the bar. I didn't see it. Everybody's flashing the rings. Yeah, Blake Corum was there. It was celebration time. It was a look.
I understand 3 of them. What I don't understand.
You got Rose Bowl has a ring.
Absolutely.
National Championship has a ring.
1, yes. And a Big Ten Championship, I can understand. But we combined ours But the Alabama, the Rose Bowl is a different thing. That's the college football playoff, so I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand the national championship
Yeah.
one, and I would understand a Big Ten championship because that's
There's a fourth
separate.
ring?
There was 4 of them they got yesterday, so I don't know what the 4th one. I didn't see enough of them to know what
Don't know.
it was, but
Don't know. A lot of rings.
pretty nice though.
That's
'cause-
big ass rings. I don't know how you can
yeah,
wear
they're
them.
huge now. Way better than what we used to get. Way better.
You still got your Rose Bowl rings?
sexy. I do not. Unfortunately.
What?
No.
What?
My home was when we first moved into our home. My home got broken into. My rings got stolen. So some piece of trash probably somewhere wearing it. I don't know, melted it down or something. But that really wasn't. I mean, my mom and dad got my Hancock Bowl ring replaced for me, as I actually, the one I played in or whatnot.
Yeah.
So they replaced that one for me for a
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
gift.
Beat
But
USC?
I probably have never.
This dude beat USC.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Down there in El Paso.
El Paso.
All right.
Be scared to go to El Paso now. Jeez. Cartels and
Another
everything else
topic
down
for
there.
another day. We'll
Right.
branch out into other issues. Coach Kerry Keaton, Tom Crawford. Till next time.
Go
Range
Green.
Rivers Pie Company. Go Blue.